Hello and welcome back to my, well, is it a vlog or podcast? I don't know. Anyway, my chatterings. My name is Maya. I live in the UK. I have 3 dogs and a husband. Sorry, that has been, he's now decided he's got to drink a river. I hope it's not too loud. So, well, this is going to go unedited. I have no time for much of editing today. Well, I just wanted to show you my FO. So this is my crochet jumper. Oops, there you go. Or crochet tee I did the other day. Well, it took me more than a day, obviously. I did this. This was supposed to be a trial and error cast on, if you like, for my birthday. Didn't get around to that. Had too much to do, so I did it over the Easter holiday. So I think I started on the Friday. Yes, I started on the Friday and I was finished on the Sunday morning, but only because, as we do, we have jinxed objects when you don't plan them out properly, which I didn't. I just wanted to get going and I didn't measure properly, and I just took in consideration when I was chaining the chains, I only took in consideration what had happened to one of my projects before with this same yarn. This is no good yarn. I do none of my how shall I call them, prototypes. I don't do my prototypes in nice wool. I always do them in acrylic first to see whether it works at all, whether this can maybe be written up or not. And also because I can just chuck them in the washing machine, and walking dogs and so on, I want to wear them a lot to see whether this is actually something practical or not. So anyway, so what had happened with this yarn before, this is Bonnie Babe DK, what happened with this before is that it stretched to enormous proportions and everything was baggy, but it also shrunk this way. So I have one of my prototype Fair Isle where I was testing out the Fair Isle this way along here. You'll see it on my Ravelry, and that was made to a nice length and it shrunk. So now it's about this much above my hips. Not happy. And it's wide like that, and the sleeves are shrunken, so they're really tight, and they were only 3/4 sleeves. So anyway, that's what I do with my prototypes. So what happened with this, I thought, oh yes, it's going to go short this way, wide that way. That's what happened before. So I'll cast on less than I think I need. And well, what happened? It didn't do it this time. So after having finished on the Saturday night, as I do, I chucked it in the washing machine, put it on 40, chucked it into the tumble dryer, because that's how I treat a lot of my things, and I just want them to really go through the worst possible scenario to see what happens. And I noticed, well, I'm not going to get in, so I had to do a side panel. Side panel. Both sides. I did it both sides so that it's at least somewhat equal. So there you go. But the lesson to this method is it's always good to do a prototype, have the worst possible conditions, and then see what happens, and then you can adjust the pattern. So I just wanted to mention to that for those who are interested, how I generally do these things. Right. On my Ravelry, you have seen one of my new socks. No, well, new, yes, one of my design socks. And this is how I generally design stuff. I put it in a big pad when it comes into my head like that. And these are the Bella Vista socks. I do it in my size first, knit up a prototype. You will see the prototype on the Ravelry too. This was in any old yarn I have, sock yarn. I did this, and it was the Bella Lana Tropical I did them in, and I noticed, oh, this is not working. Can't do it with that kind of yarn. You can't see the pattern at all. So then I developed the proper chart. I write it up, I post it on, and I do it in different sizes. So in the socks I normally do XS, which is normally 24 stitches, in the small, which then goes up to 28 stitches. This is per needle, obviously. 28 stitches, then 30 stitches, or was it 32? I can't remember. Anyway, from XS to large. So the 72 stitches is the largest. I do my socks, but I do it normally all in one pattern, and each one has a chart fitting to that pattern, so that whatever you're knitting in this case has then its relevant chart, so you only have to print out that bit that you want. So that's the general way I do this. Yeah, so that's my only FO I have. I will call it a JO, a jinxed object, or nearly junked object. That's a JO, jinxed, junked, whatever, remodeled object, make it fit. But I think I don't really mind. I will wear it and I will rock it no matter what, unless it's so awful it doesn't fit at all. So the next WIP, or work in progress, we have had already a couple of problems, are these wild strawberry socks. I mentioned them before. I have them on ridiculously, and I've just noticed I've dropped a few stitches. Oh, wonderful. No, not a few, only one. Oh, hang on, I'm okay. Well, the wild strawberry, that's the color. I've shown them to you before. Now, I have knit in this yarn before in a bigger needle size. These are 2.25 millimeters, and hang on, I have dropped a few stitches. Sorry for that. Let me at least pick up one leg of these so it doesn't go completely lost. Well, they're too big. I don't know why. What has happened? I have no idea, because normally 28 stitches fits perfectly. These are too big. Not only that, I've had a major problem. I wound these up and I had to rewind them. It was so impossible. I needed to make a knot, cut it off, add it on again, and rewind the whole ball because it was just one big mess. Right, I'm now at the point where it's time to turn the heel. I've put my markers in. I'll go ahead with this anyway. And then the next ones I'll do in this yarn. I think instead of 28 stitches, I'll just go for 24 and see whether that's better than going down a needle size, because these are quite thick as they are and stretchy. So I think I'd rather go down 24 and see how that works. Always a learning process. I've made these, I don't know, so many times, these socks with that yarn at least 5 times. And all of a sudden, I don't know, it doesn't work. So much for my WIP. I still have the raindrops and pools shawls still going, and my resolve to this is that I am first going to finish my socks. I'm hoping that I'll turn the heel tonight, pardon me, and then be finished maybe by Friday with the whole sock, because I have other things to do as well. It's not as if I sit here all day just knitting or crocheting. And then I'll do my, I need to get on with my Raindrops and Pools shawl. I still haven't made a decision on whether I am going to write this up or not. Let me just pause for a second. Hang on, the dog's going. There you go. So and this is it. I'll show it to you again on the needles. You won't be seeing much. And this is upside down. So like that, really. This is top down. You can't really see the patterning. So still working on that. I'm hoping to, well, I don't know, finish it I won't say. Finish it I won't say, but my problem is this. I started on it when I was still figuring out how I was going to do this at all. And you want to see the mess? This is the mess. Right, I was writing this by hand as I was going along, and this is as far as I've got handwritten. And the handwritten is okay when you know what you're doing at that moment in time. And I have actually typed it up to this point, but then I noticed I didn't count each and every stitch of this. And some people like their patterns to be really stitch by stitch, and this shawl is done in 3 parts, where I have the outside border, which is always the same no matter where you are. Then I have this section. Let me just trying to find the section, the smallest section. That is this section, which is the smallest, but won't be this, well, will always be the smallest. This part, that is an increase. Then I have the big middle section. That is this part from the spine to here, which has the most going on with lots of counting, or with counts. Some you can fluff, and this part is mainly straight until it gets down to the bottom, but you don't really need to count a lot on this here. So I don't know how I'm going to write this down so that it's actually clear to people. That's my problem with it, and that is why I have been procrastinating with this. And I'm going to mix up lots of different colors. My color scheme on this is, as you see, the purple, it's purpley red, maroon, cerise, and the blue. And then I'm thinking of going into green and then maybe brown. So from thunder sky to water to grass to earth. That's the idea. Anyway, so I'm hoping really I can get this done by next weekend. Not coming, but next weekend. And then I have to fiddle my way through this written pattern. I'll carry on writing it down like this until I type it up. So this is a longer process. And I haven't had any feedback from you guys whether that would interest you at all or not. However, I think I will go ahead with it, then wash it, block it, and then make the decision maybe once you guys have seen it blocked and how it looks. It might be fabulous. Then I have 2 other projects on the go in my well, in my head, not all completely written down yet. These are going to be patterns that I'm thinking of putting up on Etsy and Ravelry. One is going to be a crochet project, and I'll do it in the colored mustard because that's what I've got here. It is a utility product, so a home thing, not anything to wear. And the other is a knit project, and that's going to be in this lovely color, which shows a bit more purple. It's actually a completely cerise or shocking pink. Will be in that color, and I will be doing it. This is a acrylic and wool combo. This yarn, this wool, this acrylic and yarn combo, and it washes out really lovely and is durable for wearing. That's why I chose them, because I have some left. So that'll be another prototype. This is going to be a knit sweater, knit tee, sorry, call it tee. I'm thinking of early sort of spring or late summer when it starts getting a bit cool, so short sleeves, and yeah, just a tee if you like. So I have that already sort of planned out. That's planned out in stitches and everything. I just have to play a bit of yarn chicken, because I have 270 grams of this, and I think it might take 300. If it does, then I have a bit of a problem, and then I will have to add at some stage. I've got some black left that might make up the rest, so that might be another jinxed jumbled project. But as I said, it's part of the learning process and how you go along. I'm a person that rather knits it up or crochets it, so I get a feel for it, than doing it all in my head and on paper, and then it won't work. So I normally do every project twice, or at least twice. First the prototype, then a real product, which normally ends up being given away to friends or family. I do that then in a different yarn, so proper yarn or more expensive yarn, also where I weave in the ends perfectly. I don't always do it with my stuff. Yeah, I've got a little bit sticking out here. So I do that then properly, and then maybe also in a different weight. So sometimes I end up writing a pattern 2 times or 3 times. So that's my process of doing these projects. I haven't got test knitter or crocheter per se, not at the moment anyway. It's not really viable at the moment because there's nobody close by to where I live that would maybe do that. So that is that for the minute. Just wanted a little update. Is there anything else? No, still haven't done the Etsy photographs and Etsy postings of my crochet stuff. Still haven't done that. Haven't had the time to do that, and nor the lighting really. So I've got to think of something, because that's 2 or 3 days of multiple hours just taking photographs, measurements, and then posting it up. I haven't decided which items are going on Etsy. The nicer items will, most probably, and the other stuff where I think it's maybe not quite as perfect, not quite as good as I wished it to be, because there might be a tension problem or something like that. Not that there are many, I think there's only one where somehow the yarn pulled on one of the hats, I think it was. I'll put them up on eBay. What else is there to tell? I don't think there's anything at the moment to tell, so that was a very quick update. Oh yes, in the next video I'm thinking of doing a little informational what do you call it? Have a little rummage through with you through some books, if that's of interest to you. I've bought 2 or 3 books, or no, yeah, I bought those a while ago, but I'm now using them more. Maybe that would be of interest to you. If it is, give me a thumbs up or a comment below. That would be fantastic. So that is all for today. Keep it short and cheerful, and I'll be in touch with you soon. Bye bye.